39, Justice for Tyrone West and all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining, and I apologize that we are a little bit later than 7. So we're going to show you our weekly video. We're online, so if you guys stay tuned, hold on for the video, and we'll be right back. Welcome to West Lansing, guys.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following newly released video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz. In a newly released video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up. No.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here, Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly. Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog-tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my driver?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the driver?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it.
The profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record me. For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I want to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardez Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 and 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight. Mic check. It's
Mic
always
check.
mic check. It is always difficult watching that video. I was trying not to be like really sad today because I'm trying to be thankful as we go into the holiday season tomorrow, Thanksgiving and whatnot. And it's just like sad, but I just wanted to just say it just breaks my heart every time I watch that. And I'm sorry guys, that I'm not live. That I mean I am live, but you see a still photo because the part of my house, the reception that good, and I don't want to be cut off. But again, I'm so thankful for each and every last one of you. I'm so thankful for the West Coalition. Like, you guys are amazing. I'm thankful for my family. I'm just thankful, even though it's a heartbreaking time. And that's what I want to. I want to first focus on us, just like pretty much taking care of ourselves, you know, and like dealing with grief, trauma, and all those horrible things as we go into holiday seasons. It's bad enough that we deal with it daily, if it's a holiday or not. We still deal with the real trauma. We still deal with the pain that's associated with it. We deal with all of that daily. But I just pretty much just encourage everybody to take care of yourself the best way that you can. Works for you, that keeps you healthy, that keeps you sane. Please, I encourage you to do it. If you like to read, if you're a book reader, I urge you to get a bunch of books. Do what makes you happy. And as we, pretty much, like I said, tomorrow is Thanksgiving and going into the holiday. Shortly after tomorrow, you already know that Christmas will be here, and then it'll be New Year's, and then it'll be a whole new year. And again, our family still don't have accountability. And like I was saying, when I saw that video, and the part that really is knowing that 24 hours before my brother was snatched from his whole entire family, just pretty much gone for no reason, by a repeat violent offender, and still actively working. And it's horrible and it's disgusting. And the fact that Worley played this game with my family and our friends and said, oh, he never saw a bad cop, and nobody does bad in front of us, which is utterly ridiculous. But the fact that this maniac keeps getting rewards and promotions is sickening and disgusting. And to think that you have 17 murderers that are still walking the beat, still going on with oceans and all that stuff. So meanwhile, we have to take care of our peace by all means. And it's a lot of things that I see that's happening in the world that we could just be like, oh my goodness, it's so sad. But at the same time, just think about the things that you are thankful for. Like, I'm hurtful and painful, but I'm thankful for the West Coalition, that the fact that 10 plus years we have been out there consistently, and we won't waver for no one. That is, to me, something I have never seen in my life happen before. Like, just knowing, it's just sad that any family, any coalition, anyone has to go to that type of pain and just constantly show up. And we show up with our grief, but we show up. We show up respectfully. Sometimes we be angry. That comes with grief. Sometimes we be sad. But the fact that we show up and we're always in peace and love, that to me is that's one of the things that I'm most grateful for. And again, I just want to reflect and just note tonight. And it's sad with so much going on. But before I go on, I just want to tell you guys, Tamia writes, pretty much a 12-year-old young baby killed in Cleveland. This is his ninth commemoration. This baby should be here with his family. And that is so disgusting that literally you have these racist killer cops that could actually go onto a playground where a young baby is playing, the most sacred place, because as a teacher, and I know how my students be so excited going onto the playground. That is like their own world. That's their own world right there. And to actually have something horrible like that happen is disgusting. Because I feel like even in that baby case, they had no accountability and justice. And it's just sad, like y'all could skip over babies, you could skip over my brother. But at the end of the day, let's be crystal clear. That's one thing that you cannot skip over is karma. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what happens. Just you are not doing right and you are doing evil, guess what? Unfortunately, it comes back to you. And it's sad that even if you are a good person, you could be the best person in the world and still experience evil of like just be like, and this has been a real emotional week for me. I was celebrating my baby girl's birthday and just I was feeling good, but then I had moments of where as though my peace and everything got rattled, like to the point that I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But at the same time, with the things that we deal with in life, we have no choice. It's just sad, like when something bad and horrific happens, you have no choice but to deal with it. And sometimes the grief can overtake you and it can literally take your life. And that is so real. But I just ask anybody that's going through anything, and it don't have to be dealing with police brutality, because grief hits us and comes out of nowhere from different things. You have people right now that mothers and fathers were here and you have people that daughters and sons are no longer here at the table, and they have to just go through life with a smile on their face and just suck it up. It is so horrible. I really feel like, as beautiful as I love the world and things like that, but I hope right now we're just waiting to get to heaven. Like, living through all this pain, this grief, trauma after trauma is way too much. But through it all, you must take care of yourself. You must take care of yourself. If that means getting things down, you must take care of yourself, because guess what? If you don't take care of yourself, unfortunately, no one is going to take care of you like you can take care of yourself. And if you can't take care of yourself, then you can't fight for accountability. You can't do anything. So the first thing I ask yourself, stay surrounded by positive people. If you feel like someone is being negative and mean and it's just crazy. Like, people are so weird nowadays. Like, people will actually do things wrong to you and try to turn it around and make it seem like you're doing things. You stay away from those folks. I don't know who I'm preaching to along with myself, but stay away from those folks, because you don't need that. All the stuff, and it's sad that people can judge you from afar, but they have no idea how it feels to live your one day and all the hell you go through trying to fight, not just for your own self, but literally for everybody. That way nobody, family members, feels the type of loss that can never be replaced. I don't give a damn if they come back today or tomorrow and they finally get to, which that's what I'm praying for. That's what I want. That'll be the biggest present that I could ever receive, right? But at the same time, it's still not bringing our loved one back, and it will still never take the hurt and anguish out of our hearts. So we have of each other. And literally, I took a whole week. I'm off this week, and I'm just like, when I'm still on break, but I have not took a break yet, just to relax and rest. Like I've been working since I walked out my job on last Friday. I'm like, okay, my little time is starting. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But my whole point, take care of yourself. That's the whole point. I'm gonna keep pushing that and pushing it. Take care of yourself, and while you're taking care of yourself, take care of each other, because guess what, we don't occupy. Like when you think that you're hurting and you're feeling pain and anguish, guess what, your neighbor's feeling pain and anguish, the person right next to the person that may be serving your meal. You never know someone's story until they sit down and they break it down and tell you all about it. So people, or placing stereotypes on people, or just not having any love for people, just try to follow the golden rule. And the golden rule is treat a person the way that you want to be treated. If you don't want somebody being mean and nasty to you, guess what? Nasty, because guess what? At the end of the day, we all have bad days, but that is no reason or excuse to go around and being mean and hurtful, because we do a lot of things and we do it out of spite. And the first thing we think we can do, or what's going to happen, or we're to make it up, or we're going to make it right. Guess what? In these times where everything is extremely high, like I never thought that I would be living in these times. Like I never thought that I'd be living and surviving through COVID. Like everybody wore masks, and still feel like, at times I still wear my mask. It's just said like I never thought I would see that. The inflation is just like all the prices of everything is going up, and they even shrinking the size of products that you normally buy. But the price of everything, this is a capitalist system that feeds off of us, and it's just sad and disgusting. And then I think about the homeless people. There are people that don't have a roof over their head. And one of my friends on Facebook had posted a post about give a homeless person like a uncooked turkey, like and I started thinking like, it do make sense. Like I know the aspect is good and needs, but it's like they were saying in their post, like where they gonna cook it at? They don't even have a stove. It's just sad. So I'm just like, so my most goes out to anyone homeless, anyone that's going through something. My heart goes out. My heart goes out. But again, I have to say, we must take care of each other and take care of yourself first. It shouldn't be a time where so we just have to wait just for the holiday season with people, at wherever, when we can bless them. But I feel as though every day we should try to bless the next person, because you never know what that person is going through. And it don't have to be with material items, don't have to be with a dollar bill. You could be a blessing just by being. And lots of time we find ourselves out on Greenmount Avenue or wherever we at in Baltimore City with the microphone, and we open it up, and there are people that just want to be heard. They might come up there and they might start talking about their water bill or whatever, however, but that could have saved them. Jump off the bridge. Like you just never know what someone's going through, but to intentionally be mean and nasty and deliberate, shame on you. Like you need to rethink yourself, because it's easy that you're not going through something, but guess what? Anything at any second until the next day, it can happen in a split second of an eye, and everything is just gone. Everything you worked for so hard is gone in a blink of an eye. So that's why I say count your blessings one by one. If you're not into church, that's fine. Think of positive things. Do not let negativity overtake you, because guess what? It will. Once that door opens and you start being down and depressed and start beating down on yourself, guess what? There's going to be everything coming at you to knock you down and to keep you in that stronghold situation. We must take care of ourselves. So if you ever fall into that, just quickly think about something good and let the love embrace you. Let the love lead you through it. Let the love guide you that anguish or whatever it is that you're feeling. Because guess what? Whenever we go through things, and it could be the worst day of your entire life, but just know that if you are blessed enough to wake up the next day, you can have a break 4 hours. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. While we're so busy beating ourselves down about what's happening right now, guess what? In a split second, it can all just be snatched from us, or in a split second, it can all multiply and you could be on top of the world. We don't know. Love carries everything. Love is the only reason why I'm still here. The reason why I'm here is because I love my family. I love my brother children. I love you guys. I live through love. That's why I always say live to love, and I love to live. You know, in the pain, you know, you just gotta live, and you gotta love. You gotta spread love in whatever way that you can. And I'm just hoping that through the holiday seasons, just think of it, for all my families, and as my sister Gina called it, a blood family, to be here. We didn't sign up for this club. This is a club that I wouldn't wish on my worst nightmare. I would not wish them to go through this type of pain. But however, a club we never signed up for, this is something that we have to deal with. So I would just think of all the wonderful stuff, whatever makes you happy. So when that sad moment come through, think of something to embrace it with love. Because guess what? Everybody has a story. Your life is history. You make it every single day. Story tell about you, or say about you. I'm sorry. What will your story say about you when your time has expired here on earth? Will it say, oh my goodness, that person was nasty and mean? They never did anything nice. Will they say, take their shirt literally off of their back just to make sure that I can have it? That's what we need to work on. Changing things and being a difference maker. A difference maker change the lives of people that they're around, the people that they embrace, and it's real. It's real. Feel negativity, like negative energy that comes around us or that embrace us. Spread love, because we can feel the love too when somebody is genuine and sincere. You can really feel it. Like you can actually feel that. So I'm just asking you guys, please just take care of yourself and keep that thing called love spreading. And the thing that's making me happy right now, instead of me being sad and letting it overtake me, I'm just looking at the happy times that me and my brother spent together. He was a happy young man that pretty much raised me. He was the glue to my ears, because we can always live through him, even though he's physically not here. But he's here because every time there's a moment that go on in our life, we always add him to the table, even though he's not physically at the table. But every time my daughter goes through something good, uncle, all my kids, even my brother children, they always talk about their father. So I'm sending love to the airways, to them. I'm sending love to everybody. So in order for us to just move on, just remember, think about funny times, the things that make you laugh. Turn those tears, or turn that frown, upside down type of thing. Just, live to love and love to live. That's all I can say. Like, I know it's hard. Like, ain't nobody gonna be happy when you get in the tub and the zinc and everything else thrown at you. You won't just die miserably, or let it overtake you and let sickness build up in your body that not even a doctor can fix. You can, in a sense, kind of, as best as you can, control it. And the present to me is self-love, self-care. Remove yourself away from that situation. Reflect on good memories only, and just keep it pushing, and just know that you are going to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will times where as though things were so bad and you never saw the outcome of it until it happened, and you're like, oh my God, I survived through that. So if you survived through it once before, you can survive through it again. So again, just remember the happy times. So instead of me crying as I'm cooking, I'm going to be thinking about my brother. I'm going to be thinking about the time when we went grocery shopping and he put his turkey on like 500 degrees because he called his girlfriend, and his girlfriend mother at the time told him to put his turkey on like 500. I was like, oh my God. And me and him laughed so hard, but he enjoyed it, and he made us little stuffing, and he came ate with me, and that's something nobody can take from you. Like the stuff, the memories. We make memories every single day. Like literally everything. This is a day that we will never ever see again. So that's why we gotta embrace it. I'm just sending love to all my family and friends. I'm sending love to my sister Angela, who every time when she's in town, she always, and even when she's not in town, she always thinks about her brother Timothy. I'm sending love to his go through the holidays in that same household. And I'm just praying that instead of them thinking about the horrific thing that happened to their dad in that house, that they think of the love that their dad brought into their house every time he walked across that threshold and embraced his baby but love. So I'm praying that love guides them through this eerie situation. I'm praying that any parent that lost their child, that, oh my God, I'm just praying for you guys because you are the strongest one. I'm praying for my sister Nicole. Not only did she lose her father-in-law, Anthony Anderson, 2 weeks later, I'm just praying that she keeps doing the beautiful things she's doing and making herself happy by doing a comedy or whatever. I'm praying for my sister Dina, even though she's going through the trauma and she survived. I'm praying that nothing overtakes her, that she can get myself together. But I'm just praying for all of us that we don't let this hurt and pain just take over and steal our joyous moments. I'm praying that she's able to cook for her family, just enjoy being the great, beautiful mother that she is. I'm just praying for all of us. Like literally, dead serious, just praying for all of us and just anybody. And even if you didn't lose anybody through police brutality, but even if you've been a victim, whatever happened to you, that the trauma is so real, I'm praying that peace sets in your soul. That nightmare that you had that's in the back of your mind that you suppressed, that they just go completely away, and that you are able to embrace and enjoy life and enjoy what a blessing that you are being on this earth. Because everybody, unfortunately, a lot of people are blessed. We all are blessings. We all have a special gift. That's why it's never a good thing to look at somebody and judge them, because guess what? You doing all that for nothing when we all have, something that we're blessed and gifted that we bring to the table. Each and every last one of us bring to the table that no one ever in this world can replace that. You being you is the best thing and the best thing that happens. So be the best you. Like, we don't have to wait until 2024 to adapt great ideas and great ways we want to change out right now. Let's give thanks and let's think of ways that we can be greater than what we already are. Like, we do great things, but at the same time, we can always be a blessing to someone else. And let's just keep blessing each other and loving on each other and just pulling each other through this hurt and pain. So I'm gonna check Rachel to see if she want to add anything, or anybody, if my brother Brian want to add anything. And I'm sending just love to everybody, and I want to give a big shout out to my sister Hillary, who made an amazing pie. That's like, I literally taste that pie. It was like, okay, I'm getting ready for West Wednesday because I'm about to cook. Because after West Wednesday's over, I'm going to start like making all my desserts and all that good stuff. And then I like to cook the rest of my food, and I'll be waking up early in the morning with the turkey and the meat because I like my stuff fresh and hot. So the only thing that I will be baking and tonight is and I'll be making my homemade potato salad, and that's it. That's gonna be the end of that. And then in the morning, if God is willing, I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna start throwing. I'm gonna burn down the kitchen in a positive way. But literally, yeah. But as about her husband, Dan dropped the pie off to me, and I did the terrible thing of taking a piece of that pie, and I got some ice cream from the market because I had to run out today. I was like literally, even though I'm not at work, I had a last minute teacher training that I was literally from 4 o'clock yesterday all the way to 3 o'clock. I had to stop, take a break, took a nap, woke back up 7, hit it again, did not finish till like 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, but it's done. I passed it. I'm like, yes, that's one thing behind me. But the thing was, I was already exhausted and I ate this good piece of pie. And when I say out, had it not been for my phone ringing, like somebody had tried to reach me, and I woke up like I was shaking, like, oh my God, did I miss West Wednesday? Like, was I supposed to be at work? Like all those things you get scared for when you know that you was not supposed to go to sleep. And then I woke up like, oh, okay, it's 7:10, so I got myself together. But this pie right here, oh my goodness, hell, we need to open up a pie and a brownie shop. But anyway, I'm gonna check in to see if anybody wants to add or say anything before we actually go to the sad lists and whatnot. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Tawanda, I can go ahead and read the comments if that's all right.
I was look at you. Like I was going to ask you, like, hey, do you mind reading the comments? But thank you, Sister Queen. Appreciate you.
Not at all. And I agree with everything you already said, so I don't have anything else to add. Our first comment from AC Britt says, this animal, referring to Ruiz, I believe, is not only a sergeant, but leads one of the Northeast District Action Team squads. Disgusting. Judah says, mic check. Hillary said, mic check as well. And then, we're thankful for you, Tawanda, and your persistence in fighting peacefully for accountability for your brother and all victims of police brutality. Angela said, mic check. Judah said, we're thankful for you, Tawanda. You make Baltimore better. 100% agree. Adina said, 100 to everything the Queen is saying, and also sent hearts and flowers. Hair Bear Owens said, sending love to you and yours. And Judah said, heart Angela and heart Nicole. And those are our comments tonight.
Awesome. Well, sending love back. And thank you so much, my queen, for reading that. Definitely. Yes, sending love back. Thank you, Judah. Thank you, Adina, Angela, and everybody else that commented. Definitely appreciate you guys. Brian, do you want to say anything before we go to the sad list?
Yeah, Tawanda, I just wanted to, echo back, everything you said about how when these times are so sad, we really need to kind of turn that around and turn them into blessings and remember the people that we've lost and how important that is. And that also kind of goes back to we're coming into this season. And and tomorrow it's all about Thanksgiving and joy and the good things that we've received, particularly from the earth, particularly our food and so forth.
Yes.
And we need to remember that for a lot of people, this is actually not a time to be thankful. It's not. For a lot of people, this is a time this marks a time of loss. And I'm thinking particularly of the native people of this area. This is the land of the Piscataway and Susquehannock peoples, and they've been dispossessed of this land. And I think that we need to, when we sit down to this meal, when we sit down to this, or when we sit down with our loved ones, we need to take a moment and try and do that same thing and try and turn that loss that is undeniable, that dispossession that happened, and just feed some of our giftedness back into that, and try to, just through our awareness and our repentance make that, as whole as it can be made. So I just wanted to put that out about this holiday season, that we need to uplift this in the same, uplift the Native people in the same way that we uplift ourselves from our lost brothers and sisters. So thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, and I didn't mention Bruce's name, but thank you, brother Bruce, as well for the comment. Just everybody that commented. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's name, but I wanted to just kind of go back real quick, if I may. Just pretty much Wednesday, it was like a lot going on, and it was actually Detective Cedars. Detective Cedar was murdered on that day. This is so unfortunately that on my daughter's birthday, Detective Cedar was murdered. And pretty much, and still, have no accountability that, it was about the gun trace task force. And we still have these different horrible groups, just like my sister Dina said in the comment. Ruiz is leading one of them, and he was a part of the gun trace task force. And they're still allowing this foolishness to go on in a way that, you had Detective Cedar. They switched his partner up that day, back in 2017. We'd be remiss if we forget about Detective Cedar and what they did and how they held that whole entire block under siege, just like they did they murdered my brother's way. The residents, they are the witness, and they couldn't go inside of their homes and houses for days. Like it's just like sad, like they are a gang. Let's be crystal clear. They are a gang. They're just a legal like gang that can just put hits on people, do whatever, and it's just be done. Like really, like you gonna murder this detective. He just got finished spending the best time seeing his child, getting married in Jamaica. And you want to say with a state of mind like that, and being good and happy that his wife stayed, to testify on a gang and put their business out there. And now you want to go from offering over 200 and something $1,000, which we have never seen them offer for catching anyone. They had a ransom out saying that they were looking for a black male with a white stripe across it. I will never forget it. Never forget it. And I don't want you to ever forget it. But this is how corrupt Baltimore City is. And then they sweep stuff under the rug, and then they want to, not talk about it or whatever. But we're going to talk. So it's just sad. But just sending love to Detective Cedar's family as they, mourn the loss of a father, a son, a friend, a husband, all that. It's just horrible. You murder somebody, and then you want to turn around and say, go from looking for a killer that he had 2 shots, like, so and then you want to turn around and say, oh, he killed himself. Like, make it make sense. But anyway, moving right on. So I wanted to know if anybody else want to add anything before we kind of wrap up. Not wrap up, but pretty much go to our sad list, and that your final mic check, and then we'll move on. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Awesome. Well, it seems like all hearts and minds are clear. So again, if this may be traumatizing for you, this is your chance. If you're in front of your device right now, this is your time. Or if you want to just walk away for about 10 minutes, that's fine. Because like I said, I don't want to traumatize anyone. And I hope me talking about Detective Cedar and everything that I spoke upon tonight wasn't traumatizing. I was just pretty much let you guys know, like at the same time being thankful, but we still know what's going on, and we still on top of it, and we're not going to stop fighting for our loved ones. So I'm going to read our mission statement, and we're going to do a 2-minute to stay in solidarity for these families. So I'm going to start now. It is the mission of the West Coalition to work for accountability for Tyrone West and all the victims of police brutality. We believe that there is a connection between police brutality and community violence. Population strategies to diffuse situations without necessarily using force. And we encourage community members to resolve disputes without violence. We care deeply about the families impacted by police brutality and community violence. The names our, of their loved ones from a place of respect and care. We obtained the list. We obtained the list of names through those shot and killed by the police and those lost in the community. Of, Let me start over. Of names of those shot and killed by the police and those lost to the community violence from a national and local news outlet. We know that these are by no means exhaustive lists and that gun violence isn't the murdered. We do not obtain detailed information about the circumstances surrounding each of the deaths or the people who died. By reading these names, we are not condoning violence behavior on the part of anyone involved in the situation. So this is this, but before we start to take our 2 minutes, I'm just sending a prayer out for Hunter's family. They just had to bury their loved one on Friday. That is horrible. So I'm sending a love out to just everybody. So if you're into saying prayers, that's fine. Please say a prayer. And just send nothing but positive vibes. The time now is 7:54. We will return at 7:56. Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you guys so much. The time now is 7:56. So thank you again and again. Our love and hearts and prayers and thoughts and all that wonderful stuff is to all the families and just to everybody. Because at the end of the day, we know that all victims. So my heart goes out to all the victims. A victim is a victim whether you survive or unfortunately, if it's fatal, a victim is a victim. So I'll turn it over to Brother Brian. Mic check.
Mic check. Thank you, Tawanda. This past week, the police shootings database has not been updated, so we don't have any new information on that. Also this week, in this past week, the only homicide here in Baltimore in this past week, the name has not been released. It was a person who was found shot dead, and there's no release of their name or any personal information about them. We do have 3 names that we have gotten of people who were killed last week, and we did not have their names at that time. And so I'm going to read off their names and just ask you to echo them back in memory and in honor of their lives and in solidarity with their loved ones. Paul White.
Paul White.
Kenneth Wilson.
Kenneth
Wilson.
Deontay Anderson.
Deontay Anderson.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And our heart goes out, to everybody. But again, I ask everybody to take care of yourself and each other. Just live to love to live. And I'm excited. We will be back out in the streets. I don't care how cold it is next week. We will be back out in the streets. And then I'm having an upcoming special guest, my firefighter friend. I know that things have been happening. It's the holidays. So whenever he's ready, he will be, with us in the streets or online. So I'm excited about that as well. But just enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Be thankful every day. We don't have to wait for Thanksgiving to give thanks, but it's always a blessing that if we can sit down with our family, eat a good meal, and have good memories and laughs and just give thanks. So live to love to live. I love you all in the same way that we bored you, unfortunately, with the sad video. And by the way, we know that Merlin Mosley is no longer our state's attorney. It's Ivan Bates. So the burden stands on him. The burden stands on Anthony Brown. Like, what are you guys going to do? Because we need accountability, like, ASAP. So, live to love to live. Watch the last part of the video and we out in the streets of Baltimore somewhere. We'll let you guys know. Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up.
No, why you
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the Officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam, and my sister Dina and her family. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.